Hello everybody and welcome to Let's Look at Cobalt. Now a lot of you guys are probably looking at this and saying, Cobalt, that game sounds familiar but I can't quite remember where it's from. This is the new game that's being published by Mojang, or Mojang, or you know, that company that produced that game that a few people played with the blocks and the pickaxe and the zombies and the creepers. Anyway, this is made by a different studio, although it did include Jeb from Mojang on the production team. But it's being published by Mojang and is going out very similar to the model that Minecraft came out with, which is essentially paid alpha. So I bought the game. It was 10 euros, which I believe translates to about $13 US and Canadian. It's kind of hard to tell with the floating exchange rates these days. And this gives you access to the alpha, the beta, and eventually the gold release as well. Now this is a much different game than Minecraft, which you might expect because it's made by a different studio. So we're going to start out the tutorial, just so that you guys can figure this out. I am going to be playing this with my Xbox 360 controller plugged into my PC, but it controls fine with the PC controls as well. So this is essentially an action game. It may look like a platformer, but it's definitely an action game. So we're going to start with the tutorial, both to help you understand what's going on and to help me. So we can also pick up weapons, blow things up, and get to the finish line, but surely our goal is not to get to the finish line most of the time. Now we can auto-aim by using the left analog stick, reload by pressing Y. Again, all this stuff is not important. Mainly this part of the video is just to give you kind of an inclination of what the game is like, and then eventually we'll jump into a game. Kind of the gimmick that I've seen so far is that you can roll to actually reflect projectiles, as you just saw. Now we don't just shoot things, we can also throw things, so if I hold X, switch to my throwables. Oh god, that must have been a flashbang grenade. Never seen one of those used before. We also have melee weapons, so we have this like phaser here. Haven't gotten a chance to use that one too much, and I believe we just do have our fists. Yeah, we do. Got a grenade gun that we can use. Again, should probably stay away from those. And then, of course, a ton of different throwables. What is this, like a stick grenade? Cool. Anyway, the tutorial is very short, but it will explain to us the basic mechanics of the game. We have some jet shoes as well, which can help us get around. A shield belt, which when it glows green allows us to actually step through things that would normally kill us. And, of course, we do have enemies as well. These guys should be fairly easy to kill because they don't even have weapons. So I will just hit this switch. Well, hit this switch and move on. Now, the thing that we can do with items that we pick up from killing enemies or just collecting them is convert them to volts. And by using these volts, we can either repair ourselves, which is important if you take damage, or we could buy stuff. We could buy bombs, we could buy new weapons, and we could buy upgrades for our weapons. But we don't need to do that in the tutorial. Now, this is the final level of the tutorial here. Basically, all we have to do is get to the finish line, so that's exactly what I'm going to do. And we'll see some more high-tech action in the next part. So we'll return to the menu here. Now you can see in terms of game modes, it's pretty sparse right now. There's a level editor, which is not in there yet. Settings, and then there's a play. Now apparently there is supposed to be a campaign mode, but it's not ready yet. Right now we only have Capture the Plug, Deathmatch, and Survival. So let's go with Capture the Plug on Windy Valley. We'll give it a second to load up here. We'll put bots on, balance bots, sure, why not, Capture Limit 3. This is essentially Capture the Flag. So as it loads here, you'll see me as the blue robot and the computer as the red robot. I can only assume that this game is going to have online multiplayer, or at least local multiplayer. It actually already does have local multiplayer. I just don't have anybody to play it with. QQ. I am ready. Please start. Thank you. Yeah, I can only assume this will have online multiplayer when it comes out. Otherwise, it would be very, very shallow. Let's put it that way. And again, you might be noticing some frame rate issues, but keep in mind that the game is still in alpha. So right now, I'm just stalking my prey right now. Should be able to get in here. He's rolling through my bullets, which is actually pretty impressive. The AI is actually really good so far. It's clear they put a lot of work into that. So I'm going to take this opportunity to try to capture the plug. So I do have the enemy's plug right now. Probably won't play through a whole game of this, but maybe a capture or two just to explain what's going on. Now, you can't attack and hold the plug at the same time, so it's one of those first-person shooters where if you have the flag... one of those first-person shooters, what am I talking about? One of those games where if you have the flag, oh god, you can't attack at the same time. So he might take this opportunity to go for, oh god, roll. Like I said, the AI is pretty ruthless, and he picked up all of my weapons as well. Okay, come at me, bro. All I got are my fists. Okay, now I've got a gun. Let's switch to my throwables. That looks like it might fall into him. How did he murder me there? I'm amazed. But my plug did return. We'll maybe wait for one more capture. If the computer could actually get out of this zone, it might be able to succeed. Oh, sorry. Return my plug. Now maybe I can go for his. Let's try some throwables here. Now, there are more advanced tactics than you saw. For example, there's this roll throw that you just saw me do. So if you roll and throw, you get a little bit more distance. There's also something called a punch jump, which is nearly impossible for me. Actually, that worked out really well. If you roll and hit punch and jump at the same time, you get a little bit higher and a little bit more distance. I'm not doing it very well right here, but you get the gist of it. There's a lot of somewhat advanced combat techniques already in the game so far. Let's switch to our throwables again, and we'll just try to take this guy out. Well, he can't do anything about it. Okay, he did get away, but I'm going to come up here now. Maybe do a little bit of a roll throw. Is he shooting my grenade? That's pretty remarkable, actually. Okay, now let's just keep tossing some stuff in on him. He's in like super slow motion for eternity now, because it gives you an opportunity to always roll. So it slows. Oh man, that was a flashbang that I threw by accident. Okay, well, you know what? You get the gist of it, I think, out of this. Maybe we'll play a little bit more here, and then we'll check out like a deathmatch mode, which is more my style anyway. Roll. Okay, like I said, what I was trying to explain is that the game slows down when there's a projectile near you to give you an opportunity to roll. And of course, rolling will actually reflect the projectile, so it is pretty important to do so. Okay, now remember I can't attack, so it's basically just a race to the finish here. I am going to make it, okay. Or maybe not. Okay, I didn't get it there, but let's abort the mission. We'll go back to the main menu, and let's play some deathmatch. A few more maps here. Let's go to Smooth Jazz. And you can see there's a crawl at the bottom with very mimetic jokes. Arrow to the knee, of course. I guess we have green AI, so I will be red this time. Alright, so I've never played on this map. I'm not sure, oh god, I'm not sure what I'm in store for. But essentially, this is just your standard deathmatch mode where I'm going to try to kill him. I think it's first to 10. And I could put more bots here as well. This reminds me a lot of playing Perfect Dark before I got any friends. No, that's... What was I trying to say? Perfect Dark before I got the expansion pack so I could actually play the single player. I'm not sure what walking on those platforms actually did. But anyway, you know, normally by this time in the video I've talked about my impressions a little bit. Kind of weird to do this for this one because obviously it's an alpha, so it's in a very early state. Certainly right now I would say that this game is not worth the $13 that they're charging for it. But, like, if it came out gold today with what it has right now, I don't think it would be worth it. But it certainly holds a lot of promise. And of course, Mojang has I feel weird every time I pronounce it like that. He has a history of supporting their alpha releases. Am I alive or dead? Very nearly dead. Yeah, let's take a slugger pipe gun. That sounds good. Of supporting their alpha releases. So certainly don't think that this is going to be a situation where, like, you buy it and then you never see your money again and the developers just take it and laugh. And this is a pretty intense firefight we've got going on here right now. Let's switch to some throwables. No, switch back! I did manage to deflect that. That was amazing. Let's fight. Like I said, this is the kind of stuff that gives you hope for the future of the game. Certainly, it's not amazing right now, but it is alright, and it has that kind of potential that could make it pretty interesting in the future. I'm not sure when the beta and the gold are actually intended to come out. Ah, got us both. But certainly it can't be too far. The most recent news I saw about this was a blog post on their website, which is like, coming this fall, and the post is from like August 2011. So clearly they missed that benchmark, but, you know, still. Seems pretty cool so far, and definitely with... Oh, that was horrible. How did I just take damage like that? With the addition of online multiplayer, this could definitely be a game that a lot of people enjoy. Let's toss some mines down here. Hopefully he'll forget about those. Yep, okay. AI is not always smart, let's put it that way. They're better than you would expect, but not always fantastic. Yep, just exploded again. I'm already halfway to success. Maybe after this, I'll probably call it quits for the video. I should stop shooting so much because I'm almost out of bullets. But hey, it works out. Make sure to reload here. I will say the control, very, very fluid. Okay, what are we doing here? What does he have? He picked up a martini glass or something? I couldn't tell. Controls very, very fluid. Controls fantastically with the Xbox 360 controller and with the just starting PC controls, default PC controls. That's what I was looking for. But I do think it's a little bit complicated on the controls. This is definitely not just like a jump in and like in 2 seconds you're going to know what you're doing type game. Highly recommend going through the advanced tutorial. Oh, that was such a good throw. to see what's going on with that. I think I'm going to be able to get to him here, yeah. Only 2 more kills and he'll be done. Because things like the roll throw are important, the punch jump less so, but, you know, maybe in the story mode. And I'm hoping that the story mode when this game actually comes out is going to be a little bit more in-depth than what we've seen so far. Again, this does remind me extensively of Perfect Dark without having the expansion pack, so you couldn't play the single player. Alright, so it gives me that alert, 1 more kill, and I will succeed. Let's throw some flashbangs, which seems like a weird item to include, because it doesn't seem like that would stop him that much. He can still keep running. But anyway, I succeeded there, like 10 to 1. Don't really want to do a rematch, actually. Let's go back to the main menu. So this is Cobalt, currently available in paid alpha from the guys who brought you Minecraft, sort of. Published by the guys who brought you Minecraft, anyway. Developed by Oxeye Studios. Yeah, so buying the alpha for 10 euros, about 13 US, I believe, will give you access to both the beta and the gold version of the game when it's finally released. And this looks like a game that has potential. I mean, certainly, this isn't a situation where you're like, this publisher needs your financial support. Obviously, those guys are doing fine on their own. But certainly, I feel like for $13, the alpha is not so good, but, you know, the price could go up for beta and gold. And by not so good, I don't mean it's bad. I just mean $13 is a little bit steep for a game that lacks any kind of story mode and any kind of replayability except versus bots, unless you had, you know, a few Xbox 360 controllers and some people to play with as well. But yeah, certainly this seems like an interesting game. Let's put it that way. Maybe hold off for now, but definitely keep a close eye on this development because it looks like it could be one of those sleeper hits. Well, as sleeper as it could be, being published by one of the biggest quote-unquote indie studios in the game these days. As always, thank you guys for watching, and I will see you next time. See you later.